Chapter 6, Section 2, Reflections. Reflections in the coordinate plane. Over the x-axis, to reflect a figure over the x-axis, multiply the y-coordinates by -1. So your +4 y-coordinate becomes a -4 y-coordinate. Same thing with your +1 y-coordinate becomes -1. You're just flipping your y-coordinate to put the image on the other side of the x-axis. Same thing with the y-axis, except if you're flipping over the y-axis, you want to multiply the x-coordinates by -1. A reflection is a mirror image of the original figure. It is the result of a transformation of a figure over a line called a line of reflection. In a reflection, each point of the pre-image and its image are the same distance from the line of reflection. So in a reflection, the image is congruent to the pre-image. So see in this first example, our blue triangle is one space above the x-axis. So when we make the green triangle, we make it one space below the x-axis. Same thing with this point up here. It's 4 units above the axis. So when we flip it, we have to put the matching point 4 units below the axis. Same thing if you're doing left to right. If this point is 2 units over here, then its matching point needs to be 2 units over here. In example 1, it says triangle ABC has vertices A, B, and C at these coordinates. Graph the figure and its reflected image over the x-axis, then find the coordinates of the vertices of the reflected image. The x-axis is the line of reflection, so plot each vertex of A, B, C the same distance from the x-axis as its corresponding vertex on A, B, C. The coordinates are A prime, B prime, and C prime with the new y values. Let's try example 1. It says quadrilateral QRST has vertices Q, R, S, and T at these coordinates. Graph the figure and its reflected image over the x-axis, then find the coordinates. So let's plot the first image in red. So -1, +1 is here. 0, +3 is here. 3, 2 is here. And 4, 0 is here. So I'm gonna connect these points with lines. One will go from there to there. Another one from here to here. From here to here. And finally, from this point, let's label our points as well. So Q, let's see, this is going to be reflected over the x-axis. So I'm going to try to stay out of my own way here. So this is Q. This one up here is R. Here's S and T, QRST. So we need to graph the figure and its reflected image over the x-axis. So remember, when we go over the x-axis, we take the y-coordinate and multiply it by -1. So 1 becomes -1, 3 becomes -3, 2 becomes -2, and 0 can stay the same. So as we plot these new points, Q prime is going to go here, right? Because Q was 1 unit above the x-axis, so Q prime is going to be 1 unit below. Same thing with R, is 3 units above, so R prime is going to be 3 units below. S, and then T is going to be the exact same point as it was before. Let's connect these with our lines. Here's Q to T, or Q prime to T prime. Here's R prime down here going to Q prime. T prime to S prime, and R prime to S prime. Okay, so as we go in to label these points, we have Q prime, R prime, S prime, and T prime. So we're going to have to list our coordinates here. Let's do Q prime is at -1, -1. R prime is at 0, -3. S prime is at 3, -2. And T prime is at 4, 0, just like T. So there's our reflection over the x-axis. Go ahead and scroll down to example 2. It says quadrilateral KLMN has vertices at these locations. Graph the figure and its reflection over the y-axis. So they graph the original figure, and then they graph the reflection over the y-axis, and then they put the coordinates of the points in the image. Let's do the same thing here. Triangle XYZ has vertices. Let's plot those right away. At 1, 2, there's X, 2, 1, and 1, -2. Let's connect these points together and label them. So we'll have here. We have a side from here to here. Then finally, we have a side from here . So 1, 2, that was X, 2, 1 was Y, and 1, -2, that one was Z. So it wants a reflection over the y-axis, and to reflect over the y-axis, we multiply the x-coordinate by -1. So 1 becomes -1, 2 becomes -2, and 1 becomes -1. I'm going to grab my blue marker here, and I'm going to have my x prime point right there, y prime goes right here, and z prime goes right here. Next, I'm going to connect my new coordinates, my new vertices, with blue lines. And let's label these. So we have x prime, y prime, and z prime. Let's write down those coordinates. So x prime is at -1, +2. Y prime is located at -2, +1. And z prime is located at -1, -2. Let's keep moving. Go ahead and try got an A, and then resume this video when you're done. Got an A says triangle PQR, grab my marker, has vertices at 1, 5. Oh, so these are counted by 2s. So 1, 5 is going to be here. All right, if this is 2 and then 4, then that's 1. Okay, so 1, 5. Q is at 3, 7. Okay, that goes there. And R is at 4, -1. So right about there. Graph the figure and its reflection over the y-axis. So we'll have a line from there to there. Here to here. And from here to here. And those points are given to us. That is P, Q, and R. And it wants us to reflect over the y-axis, which I could do pretty easily. P prime is going to go right here. Q prime is going to go right here. We're keeping our x value the same, but we're multiplying our y value by -1. Sorry, we're keeping our y value the same, but we're multiplying our x value by -1. Whenever you flip over the y-axis, you reflect over the y-axis, you have to multiply your x coordinate by -1. So our +3 turned into a -3, but it's still +7. And then our last point at -4, -1, we will connect these together. So this is going to be P prime, Q prime, and R prime. And now all we have to do is list the coordinates. So P prime is at -1, +5. Q prime is located at -3, +7. And R prime is located at -4, -1. In example 3, it says the figure below is reflected over the y-axis. Find the coordinates of point A prime and point B prime, then sketch the figure and its image on the coordinate plane. So point A was located at 1, 4, and point B was located at 2, 1. So since the figure is being reflected over the y-axis, multiply the x coordinates by -1. So A goes from 1, 4 to -1, 4, and B goes from 2, 1 to -2, 1. So they reflected these points over the y-axis, and then they were able to finish the image. In our example 3, it says the figure is reflected over the y-axis. Find the coordinates of point A prime and point B prime, then sketch the figure and its image on the coordinate plane. So if point A, it looks like is at 3, 2, we're going to be at -3, 2 with our point A prime. And then there's another point here, B, at looks like 1, -2. So our point B is going to be at -1, -2. And then it wants us to finish drawing the image. So let's try. Let's try. So it looks like it goes up here, it goes right around there, and then goes down to about there. So there's my sketch of the image. It does not ask for, let's see, well, we can put the coordinates. A prime is going to be at -3, 2, and B prime is going to be at -1, -2. Got it. B says the figure at the right is reflected over the x-axis. Find the coordinates of point A prime and point B prime, then sketch the image on the coordinate plane. Okay, so go ahead and try got it B, and then resume this video when you're done. So to reflect these points over the x-axis, A prime is going to go right here, and B prime is going to go right here. And if we wanted to finish drawing this, whoops. Let's see, looks like we've got circle here, and then some points. So there's my reflection over the x-axis of points A and B. A prime is located at -2, -2, and B prime is located at +2, -2.